Day 18. Okay. I I'm losing my voice. I'm a little sick. I don't feel like crap. I think it's just more of losing my voice than anything else. So I'm gonna drink some tea and hopefully it comes back. And I know nobody likes to listen to you when you're sick, so I won't talk for very long because I'm pretty sure it's hard to listen to. But I'm only gonna do a quick session today because I'm kind of in a state of flow right now with all my different projects and work and everything, and I don't really want to mess it up. But yeah, I've been getting a lot done with work and with different projects and my projects with Sean. I got a lot of the like shape files, like um, the kind of like spatial data as it comes to the country and census tracts and block groups and all these different things that are important to be able to map out and create shapes on top of maps of what things are and what things, and it also allows us to have our machine learning program understand what means what. And so it's been a lot of data cleaning and processing and converting different things into different types of files, and it's just but it's really interesting learning something new with ChatGPT. Is like you can I feel like the things that normally would take you months to learn or know, you just can ask it, say like, what am I missing, or what, give me more recommendations, or make me an expert in this. And I feel like especially right now, like we're kind of choosing our tech stack right now, which is like what things are going to be used. And I feel like um, normally we'd be making huge mistakes right now, not knowing, but I feel like we're making only smaller mistakes because ChatGPT can take away some of the big mistakes on what not to do. So I think that's really helpful. So I mean, we'll see how it keeps going, but I mean, I shouldn't be happy about that. I mean, it's a tool I need to use, but it's a tool everyone else is going to have too. So I can't really use it to my advantage. I think it's got to be like something I know everyone else has, and it's a must use. Um, so if anything, I'm just proud of myself, keeping this going. Despite my crazy weekend, I still finished all my um, goals and habits. And I think if anything, I'm just and despite not feeling super great because I had too crazy of a weekend, um, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna keep going. I'm obviously not gonna do like a whole long spiel today because of it, but um, sticking to it. I'm trying a new way of posting on Facebook. I keep targeting Facebook because I feel like that's where more low tech people are, and maybe I gotta reevaluate if that's the right thing to do or not. But it might be that they just don't care, which is its own thing. So something to think about, I guess. But I'm trying a more like personalized messaging, not from a company like, "Hey, I'm Brian," like from me, and see if that gets me anywhere. But so far, nothing. But I didn't quit yet, right? Like, so I think that's the most important part. Is at this point I would have quit normally before, and not quitting makes me keep thinking about it and keep working towards it. So, um, but I think the main thing today is I've been so behind on a lot of my projects that like today's been a good catch up day, like getting a lot of things done, and really doing the hard tasks today, and learning a lot. I learned a lot today about just geography, geography tools, geography knowledge, geography, like just terminology. I think I'm getting it. I'm getting a lot smarter when it comes to like how to build our MVP. Um, and ChatGPT is like taking hours of work and turning it into minutes. It's crazy. I'm learning so much, and I don't you don't need like you don't need it to like you don't need to know a lot. You just need to know what not to do almost, because like it's like I went from just this morning. I mean, between this morning and this afternoon, and like just like checking in, doing a couple of things here and there, like while I'm working too. It's like you can just ask it a quick question and it'll give you the answer, and um, in like our journey of building an MVP over the last few days, I went from, in like a span of a few days or hours, like um, building it one way, building it another way, and then like asking it the best way now that I understand it better. Um, Using Google Cloud platform, using a terminal, using a shell, and then switching it back into um, just doing it locally because it just was taking so long. And I know it was going to be only something we have to do once or like once a year. It's like, why? Let's just get going, I don't get caught up in building the best process on something that we don't need the best process for. We just need something to be converted like quickly. Um, so I think that's really, I feel like I think I'm doing the right thing. Whereas like I'm building up my tree of knowledge of what to do and how to do it and when to do it. When it comes to like geocoding, vectors, indices, all the new things I need to learn, but also I'm not like wasting time building things that we're only going to use once a year. Like, who cares? Like if it's going to take me 4 hours to build it or 1 hour to run it locally, like let's just run it and move on, and whatever. If it bites us, I'll just pay the 4 hours one day to get it done correctly. But I think if anything, that crazy weekend has helped me refocus and have more determination and grit to like power through these things. So I guess if anything, that's reminding me once again, and I feel like I've heard this before from other people, it's like the best people, the people that get the most stuff done, they often have they often work really hard, and they also like have extreme relaxation. And I never really thought of it that way, but I can see it right now. I'll have to think about that if I want that as a lifestyle choice, but the idea of like going 6 or 12 or whatever amount of days straight with like full throttle working, like working really hard, no TV, no nothing, like no just sitting on the couch and relaxing, like just all in every single day, 24 hours a day, except for like 6 or 8 hours of sleep or something, and then taking like a full day off. Like I kind of structure my life right now as like a out of 24 hours, I'm usually sleeping for 6 to 7. I'm usually I'd say working actively, like very intensely, for probably like 6, and then I would say my family and life kind of just takes up about another like 3 or 4 or 5 depending on the day. And then I kind of have another like 3 or 4 hours of just like kind of passive working, where I'm like working but I'm not like working full throttle. I'm kind of just like learning. I'm usually picking more creative projects and more creative things of the work that needs to get done. I kind of like keep those for when I'm like not super into like using 100% of my attention. And it's just kind of how I structured it so that I can work the most out of my time. And always to be thought about again. So I think for the next few days, I do need to take care of myself so this my cold doesn't get worse. I think that's one thing, so I don't like lose any productivity. It'd be nice if I could like wake up tomorrow and feel pretty good, relative to everything going on. I mean, hopefully Wednesday. It'd be nice to like Wednesday wake up and like have a voice and like be pretty happy. But overall, I'm pretty glad I didn't get more sick, because I was getting sick like Saturday morning, and or even Friday night a little bit. I was like, oh God, I can kind of sense it. And knowing I had a whole nother like 48 hours of like craziness coming up, that like, I was like, this might be really, really bad on Monday morning, but I don't feel awful. I feel okay, and that's pretty good for what I expected, because of all, like, I didn't get that much sleep either day. So luckily I got pretty good sleep last night, but I am still pretty tired. I'm still recovering. In our 30s, it takes multiple days to recover these kind of things. So, um, I think just stick to it. I think that's it. Like, I feel like in obviously the push-ups, pull-ups one's like really simple, but like my other two projects, it's like um, in the property project, and me and my wife were talking about like doing like a daily like eating habit too. Like we'll see if it'll be like a 2,000 calories thing or something else, but I think that's coming up next. So um, maybe that's the next thing to keep, that I start doing every day. That really would probably really help me like start hitting my goals better as far as like fitness. But start small. That's the whole thing. It's easy to get wrapped up in it, and I mean, the two pull-ups are getting kind of hard at this point because I also am like carrying my children around all day. Like, and in a few days, I'm gonna have to do three, and so I do think that's gonna start getting pretty intense. Probably like week 4 or 5, I can see that as like an everyday habit, especially coming off the weekends where I'm carrying the kids around a lot. I can see that being an issue. So, if anything, it's interesting watching that. Like, it's like because that takes like 5 seconds. I could get that over with pretty quickly. Um, but I don't know. I guess that'll start becoming a bigger thing. So, um, yeah, I think just the main thing is I'm trying to be thankful for all the fun I had by putting in some really good work for the next few days, and I'm not going to be messing around. I'm going to be all in for probably. I'm going to try to say 2 full days of zero, 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 zero fun, zero downtime, all like full brain power for 48 hours, and then maybe Wednesday night I'll take like an hour or two off and relax for an hour. Maybe that'll be my goal. So we'll see. I feel very excited to work all day today and tomorrow, though. I think it's what I need to feel better about the time, but also like I feel like I'm just ready for it. Having had so much time off and getting over the hump of like just family and everybody coming in and just being happy and thankful for 72 hours. So it's recovery, recovery, and put in some good work while I can. So I think that's all I got today. I don't think I have any like large messages. Oh my god, I totally forgot. So when I'm feeling a little bit better, I'm gonna do a really long session about what I learned about from seeing this band called the Idols on Saturday, and I'm getting chills thinking about it because they just blew my mind. And I have so many takeaways of how to make all parts of my life better. By just it's just viewing. It's viewing your life and the goal. I think very uniquely, and but that's not for today. But I'll do a whole thing on it. I think they're so smart, when it comes down to it. But I took some notes, and I'll organize those into like an actual real thought process. But recovery, keep the streaks alive, organize your time, prioritize your time. I had very few minutes to myself, but what do? You find a few minutes, get your stuff done. Your habits should not be these like hour-long things. They should be like quick things that you can knock off, and not have to like skip a day. Just get it done. So, all right, I'm signing off. I'll see you in a few. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. I'm feeling better, but I'll do the really long Idols thing I think in the next few days. So, all right, I'll see you.